address. I had doxed his family. I had some stupid shit. And I went into his room and I said, no, I didn't. I showed his fucking picture. What are you talking about? And he basically then doubled down when I called him out on it. And apparently he said I did it the night before and he has receipts from reliable resources. So I said, all right, dude, John Kitover recorded it, $1,000. Find the audio of me saying that any family member's name or giving away any address. He couldn't find it. It never happened. And so, but he kept on going with this stupid narrative. And then he would never address, when he made response rooms, of course he couldn't address anything I said because he couldn't prove anything or even disprove anything I said. So he just continued going with like he fucked with my family, he doxed my family. Dude, receipts. Where did I dox your family? It never happened. I've never doxed you. Dude, I don't even know your fucking who you're. I don't even know if you really have 2 kids, to be honest with you, or 3 kids, or 4 kids, or even 1 fucking kid. I don't know your fucking kids. I mean, what the fuck does that have to do with me? He's trying to like generate fake outrage over something that never happened. It's stupid. But that's a tactic. I get it. He's butthurt because he ended up running his mouth in a room about me, and the actual owners of the house, because it wasn't his house, said, no, we don't tolerate this behavior. Kicked him as an admin. Now he can only get a few people into his shitty rooms. And he was getting really upset because I was somebody who stopped making rooms. But then when I started making rooms again, it's just like, oh, why is he getting more people in his room? Oh, this sucks. It fucks with his ego because he's a narcissistic piece of shit.
Pepe, can you just do me a favor and talk to him as if he's here right now? Because he's an anonymous account.
No, I know they're here.
Well, just tell him how you really feel.
Dude, I'm not going to make this like a shit talking room. But I mean, it is. I am curious who at Clubhouse is doing this, getting accounts clipped, despite not having. I'll just say it flat out false information, and
Yeah,
you
never doxed anybody.
I never dox them. You're correct. I don't dox people. I have. Sure, but I have my whole MO is to come on here. I'd have controversial topics. I would have unpopular opinions. Sometimes I use naughty words. That has been my MO from years. It's never been a doxer. I've never been a doxer. None of you will find clips of me being a doxer. There's a whole bunch of clips of me saying naughty words and insulting things, but doxing's not one of them.
And the only reason I concede that I did dox him is because doxing includes releasing public information, private and or public information. So when there's a CBS article or whatever it was, I can't remember which news agency.
Don't dox anybody. Don't dox anybody.
No, I'm not going to. I'm saying when I release that news article, that technically is doxing because it's also public information. So technically, yes, when I say that I doxed him, I did release public information that was through a fucking national fucking news station.
Yeah, but he's already addressed. So his whole MO this is once again not doxing, because if you look up Ketchakon without any spaces,
welcome to Pepe the
letter
Doc
A and then con,
where we are continuing to
still
document
a profile on this app.
Pepe Stir the Pot.
His whole MO was like, yeah, I used to be a con man. I did some time in prison. Yeah, and he would give out his real name, and he said, yeah, you can look up the information and all that. And then, he would basically try to get it over with because he knew it was always coming, I think, whatever circles he went in, that it would get back to them that, like, hey, this is what I was in prison for.
Pepe doesn't have any
so we all know, we all know about his fucking background, and he would volunteer it.
So it's like this vicious circle.
That's
both too stupid to
that's how it happened. I mean, you had one guy.
So it's just funny recording it.
He was fucking stupid, but he used to be moderated in my rooms years ago. And
So welcome to Lash and Hard.
I would just, as you guys all know, I'm notorious.
I'm your host, Mojo.
Who, at least people come in my rooms.
The
I'm
frog
notorious for
suit.
going to bed like early
The
and
moron
then passing out while my
boxing
room's
brain
open.
damage.
And then, you know,
pee-pee.
people do all kinds of stupid shit in there, or used to. But I guess, you know, there was a guy, Yams, that's his name on here. He was, for whatever reason, got into an argument with one of the guys that used to be a moderator. Actually, this didn't happen in my room. No, yeah, we kicked him out for making threats against another moderator like a month and a half before that. But anyways, this guy ends up getting in a fight with Yams. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, here's my name, pussy, or something like that. And he's like, I live in Texas, and gave out his real name. So the guy, like, looks up his real name. And one of the first things that pops up is, like, the Texas sex offender registry. And he literally has to get yearly photos for child molestation. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, are you retarded? But that's, I guess, when trying to be a tough guy fails. Absolutely, you know, have nothing to do with me. But that was self-doxing.
Hey,
Can I help you with one thing real quick?
Can we say that person's name or not?
No, he used to go by a different name, and don't do it on the stage.
Okay. All right, cool. Pepe, I just wanted to let you know, for any of these anonymous accounts, if you want them to leave the room immediately, all you have to do is play music that is copyrighted. So if you play like 30 to 60 seconds, all the anonymous accounts will leave. The ones that are live streaming will. Because if they're
I know that's an old trick. Yeah, that's an old trick, but I don't care. It's not like John Kitover. That's his name on Clubhouse.
No, John's fine.
We know he streams. So hold on. Oh yeah, we know he's the only one I know of that streams on YouTube, and he doesn't get paid anything really. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just put another link in the chat, and I think it's just odd now that Adams is saying Joe Armenia is his buddy, and that's how he's getting how he got you clipped, and you play the audio of that. Like, you can read what he's called Joe. He called him a sexual preference slur.
Faggot.
I'm not going to say it, but
I'll say it for you.
yeah, that's wild. I love people sending me all these receipts. It's kind of interesting.
If you guys want to write it in the chat, just put a U instead of an O.
Oh my gosh.
No, we don't need to do that. But anyways, like when it comes to Adams, you know, he's somebody
baby.
who he's.
This has
and
been another
what I
episode.
find it ironic is he was also
Pepe,
saying
the
like,
Doc Show
Pepe,
in the
he just
Pepe
like
house.
he just
Follow
like
the
makes
house,
racist
catching that pink
content.
ticket. You've been recording
Dude,
Pepe for like the past 2 hours.
What I don't understand is
Cutting it
like
up,
he's somebody
chopping
who
it
would
up.
get in acting
I hope you
ratchet and
enjoyed the
loud
show.
on his
This
loud
is a young
mic,
man who
and
has
he
a
would
traumatic
primarily
brain
target
injury.
black women
He's a
for whatever
boxer.
reason. That's who
Comes
he
on
would
here
bang
and
with,
stirs the
and he'd be
pot,
like,
talks
"You
about nothing.
big back
Total waste of
bonnet
time.
wearing,
Slash and hard,
you know,
study Toyota,
what the fuck would he say?
be productive, hit the
like-
gym, eat well, get in the sun, have some
Those like
fun.
big back
But
bonnet
this
wearing,
is
you know,
business.
silverback,
And the
you know, that
business
kind of shit.
of retards
Talking
wasting
to
your
you know, making
time.
fun of them about
is my
them being
business.
ghetto.
Does that make
and
me a
he was
retard
like,
finder?
He would
It
do
does.
it. He was so
It makes me.
obnoxious.
I find
And
retards
it's not because I thought
professional.
he was offensive.
We're
Because
not
I don't really care
monetizing
that he
as Pepe
says that
said.
stuff. But
We haven't.
it's just that he would get
cracked
on
the
this
code
loud
yet,
mic
but
screaming, and it was just like pierces your
YouTubers
fucking ears. I'm just like, dude,
not
just Jesus
helping
Christ, you
us.
fuck up rooms.
They do not give us
I love
followers.
like
Basically,
on
I think all my
Saturdays
accounts
against
are pretty
gay
much like
bars.
shadow banned.
It's like clear
I do get views, but it's a lot of.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, and with him, he's like, now he wants to play the race, dude. He was one of the first, like the mods.
It's funny because I looked at my
for all,
account
like,
analytics and I realized it's like, oh my god,
primarily
I'm
2
the
years
number
where
one
I was
person.
doing
This is my
the
profile,
White
all
America
these
rooms on a daily
activities,
basis. He
fucking
was
me.
one of the OG mods. He was one
So
of the people.
I am kind of wasting my
Like
time, but
Rydell was one of them. And
I do find
there
this
were several
to be the
that were
best way
black,
to use all
but
these
if you
phones,
go back
is
to the
like
old
create
days, I
content.
mean, there's others.
I don't have to store any
if
any
you
of
guys
this
remember,
data.
you
It's just
remember.
all live streamed.
But you know,
put it
he
to
was
the
one of the
cloud,
people that
I don't
would
know. To me, it's like the future
like,
of podcasts. So,
make fun of, I guess you could say, quote unquote, ghetto black
anyways, I
people
hope you
a lot.
enjoyed the show. This has been
And
Pepe the Doc Show.
I don't know. I just think he's hypocritical. Now he wants to play the race card. Like, give me a fucking break.
Also, for anybody else in the audience, if you want to write the N word, just add 2 more G's.
But yeah, so these people are either abusing, and maybe Joe Armenia will see this room. I heard that sometimes they pop in if you have Clubhouse in the title, but I mean these are receipts that, of course, KK's has been, I've more or less been cool with Adams on this app, not, as opposed to like KK and Rydell, more in real life. And yeah, I mean, you see the nasty stuff that he says. He brags about being able to get, Joe Armenia to clip people. And I don't know if that's who did it for me. I really don't.
But why would he brag about it then?
I don't know.
Multiple times, and said the three other stooges as well, meaning Keegan, which was clipped, Rich, who was clipped, he was in here just a minute ago. I don't know who the third person is or whatever. It's just like, all right. This is the thing. I used to think it was like, okay, harmless, whatever. But now it seems like it's an obsession. But poor Joe Armenia doesn't even understand, the torrid things Adams says. I shared in the receipts that he's talked about Joe, but now Joe, if he's doing it, or if it's not Joe, I don't want to say the woman's name that others are suggesting that Adams went to, because I don't think that's fair to her to put into this, but because Adams is the one that's saying with his full chest, I did it. I make no excuses about it. I've said it out loud. I have not hid from it. But for what context would you be clipped for the past several times, right?
That's a thing.
That doesn't make sense. But yet the people that clearly against terms of service towards me, JB and that guy Renaissance just this past week, I can also call out American Woman who told me to go suck my deceased husband's dick from his gravesite. I could share that as well. I mean,
she's become so mouthy. I know her from like 5 years ago.
I mean, I have that.
Like before this app, I've known her.
It's not even just me. Like ML saying that he would dig up Brad's wife and, R her and his daughters too. Like she's deceased. It's like, well, what is it? Which is it? Like, oh, you get irritated because you're upset with Pepe, so you go crying to Joe, and Joe and Clubhouse keep clipping you, but you're not actually clipping the people that have clearly, and I do have those recordings and those receipts and those images from the chat and all that shit that shows that. But yet, somehow, then I'm labeled unstable. I'm then diagnosed that, from an armchair perspective, that I'm unstable. But when I'm sitting here advocating for what should be donned as deemable for being clipped and not being clipped, right? So it's a little hypocritical here. So where's the consistency of this? You didn't get clipped for how many years, Pepe, and now you're getting clipped right and left because someone all of a sudden hated. I mean, you saw my links in the chat. Fired Joe Armenia, called him a sexual preference slur word. He should be fired. I mean, all this, and then all of a sudden, I went to him and I got you clipped via him. So I mean, is that showing preference to users? What's the deal? Is it only because others have Anon? Is that what it is? It's like, oh, we'll only protect you if you pay monthly. I don't know. Where's the line?
I mean, I know something is not right because, like, once again, you guys know the stuff I would say. It revolved around generally different groups of people. Or political ideologies. Like I would have I would mainly go into other rooms that had controversial topics and would sometimes have controversial opinions. Sometimes say naughty words. We all know that. And then I a year and a half, no bans, no getting clipped. And this is somebody who was, for the last few months has been coming on here like every day. And I know that when I'm in like Lufax rooms or some of these bigger rooms, I am getting reported for sure because people are going to be offended by some of the shit I say. And people say they reported me. Now, I don't get clipped, but then suddenly the fact that I get clipped every day, that is fucking weird. There is a string that is obviously being pulled. This is not normal. And the reasons I'm getting, like when I get clipped, it's for things I did not do. Like 2 days in a row, I've been clipped for doxing. Doxed who? I didn't dox anybody yesterday. I didn't dox anybody the day before. It's stupid.
What rooms were you in yesterday? Is there